Russia 1903, the 7th of April 2018. Get shorter. Donald Trump's antagonists have raised the alarm over the upcoming Helsinki meeting between the American and Russian presidents, comparing Trump to an infant child and predicting an easy victory for Vladimir Putin. Meanwhile, Russian policymakers are expressing cautious hope that U.S.-Russia relations could finally improve. The upcoming meeting between Russian President Vladimir Putin and his American counterpart Donald Trump on July 16 in Helsinki has already made a splash in the media. Trump's critics jumped at the opportunity to cast doubt on the potential outcome of the summit, predicting that Putin might outwit the U.S. president. If he is sitting across the table from Vladimir Putin, who is a highly skilled manipulator and negotiator, the chances are things could go off the rails, CNN national security analyst Samantha Vinograd presumed, commenting on Trump's apparent plan to hold one-on-one talks with Putin ahead of the summit. The American biweekly New York Magazine claimed that Putin holds all the cards in the expected summit, suggesting that the U.S. president will easily fall under the Russian leader's spell. The media outlet recalled that earlier Trump had congratulated Vladimir Putin on his re-election, against the advice of literally everyone, and highlighted that the two even spent an hour alone together on the sidelines of the 2017 G20 meeting. Speaking to CNN anchor Anderson Cooper, retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Col. Ralph Peters even went so far as to compare Putin to a Russian bear and Trump to an infant child, while citing lines from A. E. Housman's poem, Infant Innocence. If John Bolton can do one service for his country, he can to prevent a one-on-one Putin meeting behind closed doors, Peters emphasized. The Russian bear is huge and wild. It has devoured the infant child. The infant child is not aware. It has been eaten by the bear. Lieutenant Colonel Ralph Peters channels A. E. Housman, using the poet's Infant Innocence to detail the Putin-Trump relationship. https://t.co/Kalmzaku33, pic.twitter.com/Zaj2eatfik. Anderson Cooper 360 degrees, at Act 360, June 28, 2018. Former U.S. Ambassador to Russia Michael McFaul has put some skin in the game by tweeting that the U.S. president had already sided with his Russian counterpart and that Trump continues to hint at concessions he might offer Putin. And remember, in this tweet, the President of the United States of America is siding with Putin and is denying the findings of his own intelligence community. A shocking moment in American history. https://t.co/ig6ems2zx. Michael McFaul, at McFaul 28, 2018. Trump continues to hint at concessions he might offer Putin. Appeasement, almost always a bad idea, usually occurs in response to some threat, but Putin, to the best of my knowledge, is not preparing to invade Europe. So what is the strategy here? I just don't get it. Michael McFaul, at McFaul 29, 2018. As for Anders Åslund, a Swedish economist and a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council, he believes that Trump isn't alone in having been enchanted by Vladimir Putin. After decades as a hardliner on Russia, Bolton melts when he meets the Russian president. Not very impressive, Åslund tweeted. The British newspaper The Sunday Times joined the chorus of alarmists expressing fears that President Trump may undermine NATO by striking a peace deal with President Putin. According to the newspaper, the U.S. president may be persuaded to downgrade U.S. military commitments in Europe, thus exposing EU member states to a security threat posed by Russia. The New Yorker has adopted a more moderate stance, writing that Russia is just seeking to improve bilateral relations which have reached an all-time low over the past few months. For months, Russia has not had much of a policy for dealing with the United States other than hoping that things do not get worse, whether in terms of new sanctions or a direct military confrontation in Syria, and waiting for a summit to materialize. The media outlet suggested that the June 12 Singapore summit between Donald Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un was instructive for the Russians, instilling hope that the U.S. president is a pragmatic negotiator. Meanwhile, Russian analysts and policymakers have expressed cautious optimism regarding the very fact of the Trump-Putin summit, at the same time adding that they do not expect any breakthroughs. Speaking to reporters in Madrid, Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Oleksiy Molotov suggested that the fight against terrorists is likely to come into focus at the Helsinki negotiations. For his part, Russia's ambassador to the United States Anatoly Antonov expressed hope that the presidents might start a discussion on the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, New START, and Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF Treaty, among other issues, and establish a joint cybersecurity group. I am sure that it is impossible to remove all obstacles out of the way of our mutual cooperation, but it goes without saying that there will be progress regarding bilateral relations as well as regional and global problems, Antonov told RT on July 3.